Hello everybody, happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a good day so far. It's already 3 o'clock, but we've been busy doing our chores and getting things done. I have finished my beautiful journal, and I just wanted to do a walkthrough of her and show you what I have done. A lot of the ephemera we've made on video, and this particular journal that I'm featuring and showcasing today is a guest design team project by Raindrop Lila, Lydia, and she can be found on Etsy, Instagram, and Facebook if you're looking for her. I have used many kits, but the primary kit that I used that Lydia would like me to showcase was Spring Aesthetics. It has many pages. It has a layout page, it has, and then it has several different kits that go with it. And I'll point those out to you as we go along. I've also purchased a lot of Lydia's kits because they are just enchanting, and I can't help myself. Like many of you designers, your digitals are beautiful, and when you have sales, I can't help it. Especially when I have gift certificates for Mother's Day and you run a sale. So, all right, well, we'll get started. I don't really particularly like doing flip-throughs. So, and I'm not feeling the best, so I'm going to do the best that I can. And if I get to the second signature, because she is quite large, I will stop and do a part B so that you're not here all day. Okay? Okay. Well, let me just get a sip of water and we'll continue. Okay. So, my inspiration for the journal, like I had said a while back, was an entry or a few entries I had made in my personal journal regarding God and his nature and his creations. And I love nature. Nature is just my joy. Well, I have a lot of joyful things, but nature is probably my biggest joy. So, and that is basically what this journal is. It's a nature journal, and it's inspired by one of my Bible verses, and I won't read it to you now. I'll put it in the description box. But here, well, here you can see I have lavender. I grow my own lavender, and I press it, and I also, you know, put it in my journals. And so for this particular journal, you'll see lavender throughout. But what I decided to do for my dangle on the front, and I did show pictures on Instagram yesterday with a beautiful brooch, but I decided instead that I would put some lavender in here because it is a nature themed journal. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But it's beautiful, and I did put some holes in the cork, and it does smell very nice. But if you're interested in purchasing this journal, you can either message me, you can find me on Facebook. My email is in my YouTube description. If not, it will be in my Etsy shop at the end of the month. So let's begin. The fabric that I chose is from Angela Kerr Designs, and it's the lemon. She has both the pink and the lemon. This is lemon, and it's got some pink flowers, and it's a very heavy, almost like duck cloth, even more than duck cloth. It's almost like a canvas. And there's a few dangles at the bottom. These are some vintage pearls that I took from a necklace, and then some of my own pearls and charms, bees and butterflies. And she opens like this. I'm really nervous. I really don't like doing walkthroughs. So this is just some polka dotted It's got like little velvet polka dots on it, and it's just some tulle. And you'll see that I did not edge any of my papers with my antique lace because I wanted the person to be able to use it. She's got 2 signatures, and she is a tall, skinny. It was a challenge for me, myself, because I wanted to make a tall, skinny journal. However, the pages in the kit, in the spring aesthetic, especially the layout pages, were in landscape form. But I wanted to show you the very virtual ways that you can use digitals. Okay, so she's got 2 signatures. She's tied in with wax linen thread. This fabric is placed on 2 file folders that have been glued together and pressed. Then I glued the fabric on and pressed that. Okay, so that's how that's done. So it will never come apart, ever. Oh, and it's stitched all the way around. It is stitched, but you can't see it because I used the same color thread as the background of the lemon, which helped me out because I ran out of it. So when you open her, and I'll try to stay in frame, okay? Okay, so you open her up, and she's just lovely, and I really love her. To sell her is going to be hard because she was a real labor of love, and I do love her a lot. Okay, so let me take these out so I can show you the inside cover, and then I'll go through these things with you. For the inside cover is one of my personal antique documents that I printed on linen paper. And the reason why you can see this here is because I took one of Lydia's digitals, and I did this on purpose because I wanted to do this on that page so that I could use it for the inside cover, and then I put it inside the journal. So what I did was I placed my doily onto my linen document, and then I took the linen document so that I could use it for the inside cover, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's the inside cover. And there is a pocket here. Okay, there's 3 sheets of linen paper, glued, pressed, and sewn. And then this is, I'm sorry, I forget the name of the paper. It doesn't matter, it's not important. So there's 2 pockets. This is antique lace here, and there's a pocket here, and then I'll show you the pieces. I'm not going to go through them individually, but I do want to point out some things. I hand dye all my laces in linen and fabrics. This is some sari silk that was white, and now it's like a variegated blue. And then there's some, well, this was like an ecru color, but it's now blue. And then this is the original ecru color. And then this is a little bit of pink here, and then there's a little silver charm here. And this is a story about a girl named Kate. And I wanted the person to have this story because I love this story. And so what I've done was I took it out of the book. I put a writing page on this page because it didn't go with the story. But this is the entire story intact. Okay, and I won't read the story obviously, but it is a very sweet story, and it is intact, and it is about nature. And so anyway, that's in there. And then I put the antique laces here that I have dyed, and some sari that I have dyed. And that slides right in that pocket. I didn't want to bulk up the edges with a lot of lace and linens. The other thing I wanted was for the person who purchased this to be able to use these if they wanted to make either a snippet roll or perhaps a journal of their own, or just unpin it and put it someplace where they'd like to keep it. This is just a vintage pearl off of a necklace, and I won't open it up, but it just opens up, and inside is a little piece of writing paper. This is double-sided, and this is from one of Lydia's kits as well. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but I will leave it in the description box below. If you happen to see anything that you would specifically like to have as a digital, please leave it in the description. Say, oh, at the beginning you showed a little envelope. This just opens up. It's not an envelope. It's just paper that I cut. And I just don't want to untie it. And then this is some avocado stained paper. It's a full sheet, 8.5 by 11 for writing. And then the person can just tuck it in here. And they could cut it up if they wanted to. I was going to, and then I decided against it. That just slides inside this pocket right here. I'll think about this paper. I'll remember it. This is one of the photos from the Spring Aesthetic kit. And all I did was back it with file folder and didn't touch it with anything else. This is printed on matte photo paper. This I did on video. It's a little, whatever you want to make it. I'm sorry. But it's just, it says, there is sunshine in my soul today. And it's just one of these little pockets. And it's got some vellum here. And this is from the Spring Aesthetic kit as well. This is one of the layout pages. And inside here is just some little flip out matchbook writing spots. This is actually some of my linens on paper. But this one I think is from, no, that's linen as well. But it's a matchbook. And it's got a few little tabs here. Like that. And yeah, we made this on video if you want to go back a couple of videos to see how it's made. And this is one of my vintage documents just printed on linen paper. And it ties with some sari. And then there's some lace and a little charm. I think it's a key and a butterfly, or perhaps a bee. I'm not sure. It's a bee. And then that will slide right back into this pocket. Okay, or this pocket. We'll just put it here for now. I'll just put it here for now if that's okay. I always start my journals with a piece of vellum because in old books they had like very thin, almost like tracing paper, but even thinner. So I chose this one out of the Spring Aesthetic layout kits, from the Spring Aesthetic layout. I hope I'm in frame and I'm doing okay. So that's that. Another one of my vintage documents that I printed on linen paper. And this is the back side of that vintage document. I'm sorry, it's antique. It's the 1800s. Not that it matters. This is from one of Lydia's kits, but I'm not sure which one. I will leave it in the description box below. This is some piano music, or music. No, this is French music. It's got it both in English and in French. I was very fortunate to find a book of French music paper. And it's got the music I described in one when I was pulled this out of the book. The lyrics are both in French and in English, but of course the music is just the music. But it starts off with, oh, that's the French side, but it's, I'll try and read it. Arise, spring is born. I don't, I used to be able to read French really well. Over there, over the valleys. Well, anyway, you get the point. It's about spring. The English side must be on the other side. And here is another copy of the doily that I printed on. And it just unties here. And it's just a tag on some, but I closed it because somebody might want a little secret, you know. And then there's a little pocket here, little flip here, and a little flip here. And I'll put some writing paper in there, I forgot. And it holds on with this little paper clip. I didn't glue anything down except for one pocket because this is a writing journal. This is one of the pages from the Spring Aesthetic Kit. This is, you'll see another page which is a lot darker than this one. So this you would maybe use like as the background to the darker one, and I'll point that out. Another document. This is a book page from an English garden book that I own. Here is a fabric covered paper clip. I won't take it off, but it's got a couple of charms on there. And here, this is just says grow each day, and it's embossed with a bird. This is one of Lydia's kits, but I don't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. I had a list and it was right beside me, and as I turned on the camera, it was gone. Anyway, it has a little bird on it. And these charms I make with napkin and paint. And this has a butterfly napkin on it. I paint the charm, I paint the board. I paint it first with a whole bunch of different color paints, and then I take pieces of napkin that I like, and this one happened to be a butterfly, and on the other side as well. And the different color paints you can see through the napkin, and then I edged it with some gold, and then I put a little bird charm, and this is some more sari, and then it has some antique lace that runs down the side. I think I made this on video as well. I did. And then this flips down for writing. There's a pocket here and a pocket here. Inside this pocket, this one here is just some writing paper. It's a scrap. I used all my scraps. These butterflies are not from Lydia's kit. They're just butterflies that I have. They're on tracing paper. I use them as stickers instead of purchasing them. And then in here, it says Where Flowers Bloom. This is from one of Lydia's kits, and it's washi. And then this is just a scrap from one of Lydia's kits. Please remember, if you see something you like, just let me know, but I will leave all the kits I've used in the, but here is just a little writing booklet. And this is just one of her labels from the kit. And then on the back it says Life is a Garden. And then what did I do? Oh, it's just a little pocket. Is it a pocket? What did I do here? I don't remember. It's a pocket in the back with a little writing note. Well, there's actually a few writing notes in there. I don't remember what I did with this. Is it a pocket, or does it open? No, I guess it's just a pocket. No, it does open. Oh, it opens this way. I'm so sorry. This is just lined avocado paper. I'm sorry. It's been a while since this little thing has been in there. And this is some antique lace. I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry. And then there's a little bit of antique lace down here as well. Just trying to give you some ideas for your journals and show you what's involved in this one, which is kind of a lot. I'll put this over here if that's okay. And like I said, a fabric cover double-sided paper clip, and it's got like a brad on it so that these lay flat. And that's some antique lace, and this is just tea stain paper. And I've lightly stenciled it with some butterflies. This is another one of my English is a Garden, and this is some washi with some birds on it. England is a Garden, and I left this plain for writing. Another one of Lydia's papers, and that's another one of Lydia's. This is just a bunch of my wildflowers, and I printed those on one of my vintage documents. This is not in her kit, but it is just fussy cut wildflowers that I used throughout the journal on tracing paper, but I printed the whole sheet and didn't fussy cut them. I've shown that on video before. And then this is from our famous and wonderful Edith Holden. It says May, and I've left the whole page in here for the person who wants to write on it. In here is a little butterfly and some lavender, and that is on both sides, a little butterfly and some lavender, and this is embossed. And then here is some antique ribbon and some tulle and some cheesecloth. And then this is actually on what I did was I punched a hole. Okay, let me take this out so I can show you. I punched a hole and I put in a grommet, and then you open it up like this, and inside both sides, and this is from one of Lydia's kits too, it's Rabbit Aesthetic Photos, and this is just one of her labels here, and I stenciled it, and it's got one on both sides, and this is from the kit as well, as you can see, and this is stenciled as well. And then it's just got some ribbon on the top, and this is some antique lace, and that just slides right over the page again very easily, like so. It's a kind of an over the page flip. You don't need a paper clip or anything. Here is one of the aesthetic photos, but I collaged around it, and I put some of my that tape I made in a couple of videos ago. It's just parchment paper when you tea stain paper, and you just tear a piece of the parchment paper on it. Use your glue stick and glue a piece there, and this is May 28th, 1914, but it just looked good, so I added it there because I aged the photo. If you go back a few videos, you'll see how I do that. And it's backed on file folder. And all of the pieces are from Lydia's kit. One of the kits, or many of the kits, they're all scraps. And this is a rusted safety clip, but I stopped using those because I didn't want any of the lace or papers to get ruined. But that is rusted, just so that you know. But I didn't use any more. That's the only one. This is from the Spring Aesthetic kit. And then, yeah, it's just so beautiful. I could look at it all day. I do. And then this is just a page from Rachel from Roxy Creations. I purchased her paper, and I left the whole page. In here is just some antique lace that I've dyed with avocado. Here's some spackle, but I use my re-ink, and then I color it with re-ink. So it's a pink bird on a white branch. So if you ever want to color your spackle, use your Distress ink re-inker, and it will do that for you. I've tried many things. That seems to be the only thing that actually does color it and keep it the color when it dries. Another page from one of Lydia's kits. I'll put all the kits, I promise, in the link. Another page from the English Garden book, and I left all the writing again on vellum. And that is again another page in the book, this is a page from the kit. I know it doesn't look it, but it is a page from the kit. This is just a doily that I printed on from one of Lydia's kits. This is my own from one of my old French magazines from the 1800s, and then I printed one of my documents on the back because it was just plain. And this is blueberry stained paper. It might not look blue in the camera, but it is. This is just a napkin on one of my shorthand book pages, and it's a flip out. In here, I just made a little hidden spots. This is a scrap I had left over from my Fairy in the Garden scrapbook paper. So I thought that that went really well with the Edith Holden book page. So I added that. I hope that was okay, Lydia. It just says Daisy, and it's just very pretty. And where are we in time? 26. I think we might get through her. She has over 100 pages. I actually don't know how many pages she has, but it's over 100. And it's 120 front and back, I think. And then another page from Rachel at Roxy Creations in Italian. I tried to stencil on it, but it really wasn't coming out very well because I didn't want to take away from the aesthetics of the Italian writing, and I didn't want to do it too dark. But it is stenciled for those of you who want to know. I did not stencil the back. I left it as its original. Okay, and it's very fragile, but it's very beautiful. Again, some of my dyed. Some of it's dyed and some of it is not. Some of it's original. This I made on camera. It's got a little, just made like a little postcard from one of Lydia's kits. It goes this way, backed with file folder. I'm sorry, there is another rusted paper clip. But this comes off this way, okay? So I have a little charm here. It has a B. And then you open it up like this so that you can put, once it's on the page, and the back piece probably fell off. It did. So anyway, it has a little piece of antique lace here. And then it's on this as part of the aesthetic kit. And it says Sweet Scent of Flowers. And this is also from one of Lydia's kits. And that slides right into that pocket. And then on the back, this is folded on purpose. This is from the aesthetic kit, one of the tags. And this is from a calendar. It just says Hello Spring. So I like that folded down. It just looked pretty. To me, it did. It might not to you. You could straighten it up and glue it if you want. So then that slides back inside that pocket very easily. The whole thing is made out of dictionary page. This is just some washi dictionary page, antique lace, and then it slides back on the page very carefully, and it's just a double-sided paper clip, actually pocket type thing. And I do have a video making those if you go back a few videos. And this will slide back inside back here. You could actually put many things in there. Then when you flip it over, again, you've got that side, and this one slid right in here. This, again, I'm not going to open it, but I just have a little tag here. This is from her bird kit that I have on tissue paper, and I just made a little tag out of it, put a little bee charm, some antique lace that I did some slow stitching on. It's just a chain stitch. It says cultivate love in all things. You open it up, and inside it's got some birds here, but I left the page as it is. So it's the whole page folded in half. It's got a little flower there. And then as you can see, this part of the tea stain paper is attached, but this page is not. So you have this page to write on, this page to write on, which is the book page, and then you have this page. This page is glued to the back of this page, if that makes sense. I just don't want to open her all up. This comes off. I mean, I could just do this, and then I could show you, right? I'm so sorry. I'll put her back on. So we have, like I said, this little dangle here with a bee charm, slow stitched. I did do a lot of slow stitching. Little stamp I made out of a scrap. And there's the book page here. I just thought it was beautiful. And then these are from her bird fussy cups. And that's on tissue paper as well. I use them like stickers. Then this is the one that's glued to the page. Okay, and then just a little picture, and then some more washi. So that's how that goes. And then this flips open, and I have another little, I printed this a long time ago on fabric, and then I just did some flow stitch on her. But I just loved how this is a little theory on the England is a garden page. And I thought she went really well, so I added her from my collection, and this is some, I don't do this anymore, but it is, anyway, it doesn't matter. And so anyway, she's got some French knots, and she's all slow stitched, and that's on just some, backed it on some paper, and just for strength, and you could put her anywhere you wanted, or just keep her in a little box or somewhere that you wanted to keep her. And she just slides right back inside here, and she's just hiding in there. Okay, and then there's plenty of writing space on this page, I thought. Again, this is a writing journal. This tells about this castle here. Again, another spring aesthetic page, and this is another page. So these are two separate pages in the kit, okay? And these are from some vintage pearls that I had, and so I just attached it to the center spread. I hope I've been in frame the whole time. It's a tall journal. I don't remember the size. If you'd like me to measure her, I will. Excuse my reach. She is 11. If she's open, she's 8, so 4. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful, and that is on linen paper as well. This is just a Tim Holtz charm, but this is all antique. Some I left by itself. Like this, I would never dye, and I don't have a lot of it, but I did not dye that. It's original. Some of it has been dyed, as you can see. Again, another over the page flip. And I just strengthened it because I embossed it. And when you emboss paper, it does make it a little bit more fragile. This is the deboss side, so you can write on that just fine. This is a fussy cut from, it's a birdhouse, and it's a fussy cut from some scrapbook paper I had. But these birds are from Lydia's. Some antique lace that I slow stitched on both the front and back. It says, "What a beautiful day for a daydream. Let beauty surround you in all things." These are not from Lydia's kit. These happen to be from an Angela Kerr kit that I've had for years and years. Okay. The rest is all from Lydia's kit or my own tea stained or dyed paper or antique documents. This is on vellum. This is wallpaper. I won't say what it is. It's probably just vintage, but it's a little booklet, and it's got some just some embroidery floss, and I just punch 2 holes. You open it up. This is just a sticker from the Dollar Tree, and this is just vellum, but you can replace that. So that's how I did that. And it's got a few pages of writing paper in there, and you just slide that back in here. There's a little pocket up here with some scraps, and in here are some aged photos from Lydia's kit, from the bunny kit, bunny aesthetic photos. Are they adorable? Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. I can't even stand it. And then just some scraps to play with because I don't like to throw anything away. I'll either make circles out of them or just cut them up. Throw the rest away. And like I said, this is a sticker, 3D sticker from the Dollar Tree. I'll tie her up later. But this is wallpaper. And I didn't do anything to the inside of the wallpaper. It's original. It's a little fragile, but it's in good shape. It's in very good shape, and it's really feels very satiny on the outside, but on the inside it's you know, just paper. I'd say it's vintage, probably from the 50s or 60s. I have a lot of it, so I don't really know. And this is just another one of Rachel's papers, book pages. Here is a very good friend of mine. Her name is Marguerite from Portugal. And I won't tell you her story now, maybe another time. But she's a wonderful friend. And these are just some antique paper you can play with, some receipts, and then some more lace. And like I said, you could put that lace anywhere you wanted to. I promise I'll put everything back the way it was. I remember. And again, that's from Rachel from Roxy Creation. Spring Aesthetics again. And then our favorite, Edith Holden. I put a little paper clip here in case you wanted to keep something secret inside. But I didn't put anything secret inside. That's up to you. Just put this little paper clip back on. You could even put a tag in there if you wanted to, or what have you. One of my antique documents copied, or, you know, yeah, printed. I kept this plain just so you could see England is a garden. And then this, again, is stenciled with the dyed spackle. And this is an over the page flip, again from one of Lydia's kits. I forget which one. I'm so sorry, but I will leave the kits below. I remember them all. Well, I have a whole list. That's backed as well. This is just some embossed paper. And again, on this side, embossed tea stained paper with a little bit of washi because it seemed a little fragile to me. And I wanted it to be nice. And this is from one of Lydia's aesthetic photo kits. I think it's the same one. I think these both come from the same aesthetic kit. And it's over the page. Tea stain paper. England is a garden. Document. Printed on linen paper, and this is back of the Spring Aesthetic. This is a back page of one of Lydia's kits. This is again stenciled butterflies with the spackle, the dyed spackle. This is on some tea stain paper, but I highly recommend, if you're going to print on tea stain paper, make sure you iron it first or it will jam your printer. And then we are into the second signature. This is from Lydia's kit as well, but as you can see, I printed it in black and white because I didn't want it to be exactly the same as the front. So I printed it in black and white. But it is exactly the same, but it's different. It starts the same, but it's different. This is from one of Lydia's kits as well. I don't remember which one, and I should because I've used it 1,000 times. Some just lined paper. This is from the Spring Aesthetics. England is a garden. One of Lydia's kits, but I don't remember which one. Raindrop Lila is the name of the store, the shop. I'm so sorry, Lydia. I'm so nervous because I lost that paper. It's beautiful though. Same kit as this one. Another Edith Holden. This is just a little clip. And then I tied these photos with, I tied these photos with some of my antique lace, and these are from Lydia's, one of Lydia's kits as well. So there's one, and here's another, and here's another. Now you know where I got my inspiration from, that Bible verse, birds of the air. That's not the Bible verse, but anyway. And then here's just a photo that I aged, and I did that on video, and it just says make a difference, and that's just words cut out of, I don't remember. And then just some of that polka dotted tulle that I have stitched on there. No, I did not. I stitched it and then I glued it on because I didn't want the stitching on the other side. And that's just all held on with a clip. Again, some of the spackle. This is from a different book. It's one of my herb books. Don't remember the name of it. But I left it, I was going to cover it with some writing paper, and you can do that if you'd like. But as you can see here, it has all the numbers of the flowers, and on this page, it will tell you all the flowers. And it's the lavender family, of course, because I grow and press lavender. And then some more washi with birds on it. And another page. This is a lace-covered paper clip. This is not vintage. It's just, or antique, it's just lace. It might be one of my vintage laces, I'm not sure. But it's just a double-sided paper clip. This is just from a friend of mine from Ukraine. sorry. We've been friends for 14 years. Her name is Vita. And she has an Etsy shop if you're interested. And it just flips open like this, folds down like this, and you have a pad of paper in here, which comes out and you can replace the pad of paper. This is just glued onto the first page, so you could take that off and then just add your paper there. And then you can just slide it again back in there. And this is an envelope from the kit, from one of the kits. I'm sorry I got emotional. Vita is in Ukraine, and I don't have to explain to you what's going on in Ukraine. But I always add a piece of her in my journals. I'll fold that later. I'll put that in there later. This is from some, this is very interesting. Now, it looks like one of those envelopes that they, a lot of people have in their kits. I got this at a vintage, at a, a shop, oh, it was called, can I have some water, please? I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to edit my videos. Salvation Army. It was a whole package of stationery. But it's an envelope. And I put some of Lydia's birds on it. But this is the envelope, how it comes. And this is the stationery. It's vintage stationery. There was a whole package. And it has all different flowers and envelopes that match. But I thought this was perfect, so I left the whole page. Has a little birdhouse here and has a matching birdhouse here. But I left it so that you could write a letter to yourself, to a friend, and I didn't seal it or close it up. I forget what these envelopes are called. You'll remember them. I'll remember it as soon as I turn off the camera. Policy. It's a policy envelope. But this is how it came. I didn't make it like this. It came like this. And when I saw it, it was $1 and it had like 30 envelopes and I can't even tell you how many pages of paper, but it was all mixed up in a package. It was in a plastic envelope. Excuse me. I didn't even realize what it was, but I saw the envelopes and some of the paper and I thought, oh, those look like policy envelopes, and I took it. And for $1, why wouldn't you? It's paper. It's perfect. So anyway, that's that. This is another one of those paper clips. I won't take it off. I just put some beads on it and a little bead charm. It says grow in your own light. It's got a flower, and I just put some of that vintage looking tape, but it's not, it's just parchment paper. And here we have a little pocket that I made out of music paper, and then you have a writing spot. And this is one of Lydia's photographs, aesthetic photographs. And this slides back inside the pocket, and this is just some vintage book music paper that I made a little pocket out of. And there's just a snippet here with some lace and tulle and some cheesecloth. Flip it over. And then this is just a vintage button. And then a little snippet of that. I forget what you call it. I'm sorry. Anyway, you probably know. And then some cheesecloth behind it because I thought it looked like bird feathers. And it says, from the Lord comes deliverance, Psalms 3:8. And that's backed on file folder. And this is from one of Lydia's birds, aesthetic photos. But it's been aged, so it won't look like that when you print it. But if you go back some videos, you'll see how I do that. Music page. I'll go faster. Center spread of the second signature. Peonies, my favorite. These I made on video the other night. They're out of book page, covered with napkin, and they're little flowers. And then I attached them to some tags, some labels from Lydia's kit, one of Lydia's kits. And there's some more in here. Okay, so, and then there's some vintage lace on this one, but I just thought it looked adorable. And these flowers are so easy to make. I covered the book page, dictionary page with napkin, and then I made these little flowers. And they're so pretty, I couldn't stop. I have a whole little box of them now. This is from one of Lydia's kits. This is glued down. However, this tag slides out and you open it up in this writing space. And this is from her bird fussy cut. And this is one of her little labels. Isn't this just the most darling page? And this is part of the page. So when I cut it up to make the pocket and the tag, that's what I did. It's just how I designed it. You don't have to do it that way. You could use the whole page. But anyway, and this is on blue stained paper, my dye paper from Blueberries. And then some of the the bird fussy cuts on tissue paper. Another one of Lydia's from the aesthetic kit. This is on tracing paper, but it's a page in the kit, but when you turn it over, it doesn't look like it. I know, it's very confusing. This is avocado stained. This is England is a Garden. Here's some more antique lace, but I didn't want to put it down or glue it. Let me just shut this off. I just realized it was on, and I'm so afraid. I'm so sorry if that was an interference. I'll do this over. Anyway, there's a mother of pearl button here. If you ever wonder about a mother of pearl button, if you feel it, it's cold. No matter what, if it's in a book, if it's in a bag, no matter where it is, no matter how long it's been there. Right now I'm touching it. It's cold. It will always be cold. If it's not cold, it's not a mother of pearl button. This is antique lace. But I didn't want to glue it down in case you wanted to use it. And I stenciled with some birds and butterflies. My blueberry. In here is an envelope. It is not from Lydia. It is printed on fabric. It is covered with some of that tulle with the polka dots on it. It's all hand embroidered or slow stitched, hand slow stitched. It's got, just some slow stitch. This isn't from the kit, but it's something I printed on fabric and slow stitched. And down here is some of my vintage trim, and I slow stitched on that. And then I slow stitched it together to make a pocket. And inside here, I did glue this down onto the fabric to give it stability, okay? But everything else is slow stitched and it's all fabric. Inside here is some very beautiful words, and I won't empty it. It says, I am a wildflower, beautiful, wild, and free. That is not from the kit. This is just out of a magazine. These are just some fussy cut flowers from the Graphic Fairies. But there's a whole bunch of sentiments in here. This is a slow stitch that I slow stitched on the paper. It says for Rose, this is on fabric, but it's one of Lydia's. And then a little flower from Vita. And I slow stitched it first on the paper after I aged it. And then I backed it with this. Okay, so that's how I did that. And then in here, I didn't want to, it was going to be a belly band. But then I decided the person might want to just cut it up and use it here and there. These are not from the kit, but these are all just words. Grateful, love, bless, grace, royalty, inner beauty, joy, worthy, dream, mercy, wonderful, freedom, special, brave, thankful, journey, kindness, abundance, gratitude, and belief. And you can just cut this up. It's on some vintage lace or not. That all goes in the pocket and back inside the page. And it is Edith Holden. I'm almost done, folks. Another page, gorgeous, from the Aesthetic Kit. These I made the other day. This is on a paper clip. It comes off. It's just on one of those key tags. And it's some lavender, a butterfly. And on the other side of that, it's got the same thing. It's a butterfly out of tracing paper and some more lavender. And it's paper clipped here. Open up. And then inside here, this is just some of tracing paper scrap I had left over from Lydia's kit. And then in here, I aged some swans. Here, this is just some green ribbon. I get my ribbons and my trims from Angela Kerr at Angela Kerr Designs. And then this is some swans that I did some aging on. And some more swans that I did some aging on. I did these on video if you want to go back a few pages. And then this is just a bird I had postcard. This is not from the kit. I believe it's from Graphic Fairies. It was in my stash. This unties, you open the whole thing up, and it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper for writing, okay? So you can open it up and write on it, okay? And like I said, this just is held with washi. Another spring aesthetic. Spring aesthetic, just beautiful. This is from my friend Heather at Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and some scraps from her. She has beautiful paper. If you ever want to visit Heather at Rose Hill Paper Cottage, she has delightful paper, and she always sends a really pretty gift. So Heather, if you're watching, thank you for that. I love it. And that is also embossed with some, I believe it's spackle. This here is just a fussy cut flower, and I just put a scrap from the Spring Aesthetic Kit for the age tape. You can do that as well if you don't have baking paper. You can just use a scrap from your kit. This is from Lydia's kit again. This is just a sticker from the Dollar Tree, but I thought it was really pretty and appropriate. It just opens up like this, and I just put some birds around it. But I just thought it was perfect for here. And another one of my documents. And we're at the end, folks. I'm so thankful. Here is another one of those little pouches, and in here is just some vellum, and I made it look like a tag, and I folded it up and I stitched both sides, and this is just a piece of a trim that I glued on there. And there's some trim there. And behind the trim is some, you'll see it's lavender. And it's some muslin that I painted with some acrylic paint. And then you open it up by just unwinding it from this little brad here. And then this is just a sticker that I had in my collection of stickers. And then it opens up like this. Oh my goodness, it had a whole bunch. Anyway, I'll put them all back in, but there are a whole bunch of these. That's what's inside here. I don't know why I took them out. Or maybe I just didn't put them all in. I think I put this in and meant to put the rest in and didn't. But they'll all be in here, and they're all this size. And they're all different color paints. They're just paint swatches. And I made this on video. If you go back a few videos, you'll see it. I think I made this on video as well. I'm pretty sure I did. It's from Spring Aesthetics. It just opens up. It's a little booklet. A tag. This is from a book page. A children's book page, but it's a garden. And that's just washi tape on the bottom. And then up here is just a little piece of a fabric snippet and some ribbon. And that, again, like I said, I get my ribbons and my fabrics from Angela Kerr. And why is that there? Oh, that's just to keep it there. This said the earth laughs in flowers. This is just another flower from Vita and some tulle. And then in here, we have a little card. And this is just another sticker from the Dollar Tree. Oh, I didn't glue that on. It's just bird wings, butterfly wings. That's okay. I'll glue those on. Those go on the back. This is hand stitched, just slow stitched onto the paper and then backed onto the card. And it's some antique lace. And that goes right inside this pocket here. I made this so long ago, I almost forget how it's done or what's in it. Then I just glued the back and put the ribbon on, the little butterfly. I'm almost afraid to open this because I don't remember. Okay, hold on. Okay, so then this is just, whoops, this is just tied for secret, okay? And you open it up. So it's just tied if you wanna. There's the other butterfly wing. I'll glue that on. It's right here. So the other butterfly wing will go there. Okay, I just neglected to glue it on. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. It's right here. It's very safe. And it will go right on here. Okay. And this I just kept so that you could write on it. But I folded it this way. Okay. And it will slide back in very nicely. And I promise I'll glue that other butterfly wing back on. You won't get it like that if you're interested in purchasing it. That was pretty embarrassing. And here we are at the end, and I didn't make any embarrassing things. I told my husband I was nervous. I don't like doing these. And then there's a pocket here. There's nothing in the pocket, but when you receive it, there'll be a special surprise in there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a special surprise. I'll put everything back together the way it was. So that's today's video, folks. And I really hope that you enjoyed her. I'll put some pictures onto the Instagram and my Facebook. And I hope you all enjoy her. And I'd love for you to tell your friends to come and watch the walkthrough, because it's so pretty and such a beautiful labor of love. And she means a lot to me. And I think she will to anyone who eventually ends up with her. So until next time, be well, be safe, be kind, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Happy Sunday.